ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शनतत्त्वविदौ भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ॐ समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ॐ श्री परब्रह्मणे नमः। वेदव्यास सद्गुरवे नमः। वैशम्पायन सद्गुरवे नमः। याज्ञवल्क्य सद्गुरवे नमः। आद्यशङ्कर नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। वेदपठनम् शिक्षा वल्ली 10th मंत्र 5th 4th अनुवाक। ओम भूर्भुवः सुवहृति वा एतास्तिस्रो व्याहृतयः तासामुहस्मै तां चतुर्थीं माहाचमस्य प्रवेदयते मह इति तद्ब्रह्म स आत्मा अंगान्यन्या देवताः भूरिति वा अयं लोकः भुव इत्यन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः मह इत्यादित्यः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते भूरिति वा अग्निः भुव इति वायुः सुवरित्यादित्यः मह इति चन्द्रमाः चन्द्रमसा वाव सर्वाणि ज्योतिर्गंसि महीयन्ते भूरिति वा रुचः भुव इति सामानि सुवरिति यजोगंसि मह इति ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मणा वाव सर्वे वेदा महीयन्ते भूरिति वै प्राणः भुव इत्यपानः सुवरिति व्यानः मह इत्यन्नम् अन्नेन वाव सर्वे प्राणा महीयन्ते तावा एताश्चतस्रश्चतुर्धा चतस्रश्चतस्रो व्याहृतयः तायो वेद स वेद ब्रह्म सर्वेस्मै देवा बलिमावहन्ति स य एषोऽन्तर्हृदय आकाशः तस्मिन्नयं पुरुषो मनोमयः अमृतो हिरण्मयः अन्तरेण तालुके य एषस्तन इवावलम्बते सेन्द्रयोनिः यत्रासौ केशान्तो विवर्तते व्यपोह्य शीर्षकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतितिष्ठति भुव इति वायौ सुवरित्यादित्ये मह इति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिम् वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्ततो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशो वान्तरदिशाः अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि आप ओषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यधिभूतम् अथाध्यात्मं प्राणो व्यानोपान उदानः समानः चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनो वाक्त्वक् चर्ममागस्सग्गस्नावास्थिमज्जा एतदधिविधाय ऋषिरवोचत पाङ्क्तं वा इदगं सर्वं पाङ्क्तेनैव पाङ्क्तग्गस्पृणोतीति ओमिति ब्रह्म ओमितीदगं सर्वं ओमित्येतदनुकृतिः स्म वा अप्यो श्रावयेत्या श्रावयन्ति ओमिति सामानि गायन्ति ओगुं शोमिति शस्त्राणि शगुंसन्ति ओमित्यध्वर्यो प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृणाति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति ओम शान्तिः 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 ओम अतः श्रीकृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ शिक्षावल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ मेधाप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीप्राप्त्यर्थं जपहोममन्त्राः चतुर्थोऽनुवाकः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भोरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वाना उर्वाणा चीरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोऽसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वा भगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहं त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथापः प्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. By God's grace, Guru's Krupa, this Vedakala Upanishad we are trying to study in this Kali Kala with all our minds and world around. In whatever the condition which is there, we know it. And yet it's a great attempt. And definitely by our efforts, by Rishi Muni Guru Krupa, we will be able to pierce through all these understandings and come to know the truth. For that, all the Devatas, Guru Krupa, let us keep on invoking every day. Now, the first Upasana done was Shanno Mitraha Shamvarunaha Ityadi. And that Upasana was done for what? It was done for invoking the Mitradi Devatas Anugraha so that we got what? Vidya Shravana, Vidya Dharana, Vidya Upayogaha Apratibandena Bhavishyanti. This was the Falashruti for invoking or doing the Upasana of Mitra Varuna Adi. Here also the Vayu Rupa Brahma Upasana we have done because Sarva Kriya Phalanam Tad Adhinatvat Brahma Vayu Tasmai Brahmane Vayave Namaha Prabhibhavam Karomi. Thereafter, in the second Anuvaka, we have done the learning or Upasana, the Siksha Dhyaya, where the Bhasha language with all its grammar, etc., we try to learn. The phala of this upasana is will be able to listen, understand what Guru is teaching us through that language, and also we will be able to put up our questions to the Guru. So, for the facility of smooth flow of the communication between the Guru and disciple, the learning or the upasana of the grammar or the bhasha is done. That was the Anuvaka number 2. The third Anuvaka we did the Samhita Upasana. In the Samhita Upasana, the Samhita Upanishad which we have done here, Sahanau Yashaha Ityadi, in that Samhita Upanishad, the Falashruti which was given to us was Ki Sandhiyate Prajaya Pashubihi Brahmavarchasena Anyadhyena Suvargena Lokena. So the Upasana Phala of this Samhita Upasana or Sandhi Upanishad or Sandhi Upasana or Samhita Upanishad was these things. Sandhiyate Prajaya, Sandhiyate Pashubhi, Sandhiyate Brahmavarchasena, Sandhiyate Annadhyena, and Sandhiyate Swargena, and Sandhiyate Lokena. So we have to do all these upasanas as it is mentioned. And the language this is employed here, the words that are employed, the way technique that is taught is so familiar in the Upanishad Kala, Veda Kala, to those rishis and the children also, the students, the vidyarthis, the shishyas. Now we have traveled so much far in distance and along with in time, sorry, along with the travel in the time, we also traveled in so many changes in so many aspects. Therefore, many a times when we study the Vedanta Grantha, the Shastras, we fail to communicate or we fail to relate also. It becomes difficult for us to tune to. Nothing wrong, efforts are continuous, slowly it reveals to us. But what we have to catch is what theoretically heard, of that we have to do the practice. That practice called as upasana. In this upasana, our entire thought flow is continuously focused on what we have learned to the exclusion of everything else. And in this upasana, especially Samhita upasana, in the world what is happening, observed, and in all those happenings we are seeing the mutual integration as well as the presence of somebody who is guiding it, who is making all those things happen. And the consequence of that, what it should be in our heart, we have seen it so many times in our earlier classes. Along with this, the Shruti Mata is giving us this Falashruti of Asandiyate Pradya Pashuvihi Brahmavarchasena Annadyena Swargena Lokena. Then we came to the Chaturthonuvaka. Here, the Upasana is done of Pranava Omkara. And we have asked two things. One, through the Japa mantras, by propitiating that Omkara Bhagavan, the Falashruti, the thing we asked from Imar, the Medhaya Sprunotu. Then Sharira Vicharashanam, Jivva Madhumattamaha, Karnabhyam Bhuri Vishnu. So each of them, till that happens to us, we have to keep on chanting this mantra of Yaschandasam Rushabha. All of that should happen. Among that, the most important one is Medhaya Sprunotu, Pragnaya Sprunotu, wherein all the time the Medha, the Prajna, the Brahma Vidya should be reveling in our mind. Means our mind and Takarana should always have thought only of the Brahma Vidya. That is the meaning of Medhaya Sprunotu. And this we also try by coming to class and studying, and we also pray to Bhagavan Omkara, whose grace will make us have this prajna or medha. So to Sharira Vicharshanam Jiva Madhumattama is our effort also and grace of the Pranava Omkara. When we chant this mantra, that will come to us. Then Brahmana Koshosi Medaya Pitaha Shrutam Me Gopaya. These are the most divine expectations or the results we prayed to that Omkara Bhagavan. Most important of all that is that Medaya Pitaha, that Medha, the Laukika Prajna, is so much, so much, so much I have collected in my intellect that my entire thought process is guided by that prajna only of the loka. Therefore, the alaukika or adhyatmika or atmika or brahmika or the aupanishadika prajna I am not able to hold. Therefore, please bless me to be wise enough to have the viveka and vairagya by which I will not involve in the lokya vyavahara more than required, so that unnecessary laukika prajna is not entering in my mind to disturb my effort to have the Vedantika Brahma Upanishadic prajna. So here these two go together. Srutam me Vedayapidaha Srutam me Gopaya. Means when the Laukika Prajna is reduced, then whatever we hear about the Atma Prajna or Brahma Prajna or the knowledge about Tattva or the Upanishads, that will stand in our heart. Conversely, if the Laukika Prajna is more and more is there, then Adhyatmika Prajna has no place to stay. Therefore, Meda Pitaha, please see that Laukika Meda we reduced in my life. Shrutam Me Gopaya, what I have heard be always be staying on the surface of my antakarana for becoming useful to me. In that mood, all the time we are only in the mantras of Upanishads being chanted, in the artha of the Upanishad mantra being remembered, and in meditation on the meaning of these mantras. If this is happening, then Shrutam Me Gopaya has been answered by us. That is the prayer. So these are the Falashruti in this Upasana of the Omkara Bhagavan through the japa of Yaschandasa Ityadi mantra. Same way, in the second portion of this same fourth Anuvakam, we did the homas. We have to do the homa. Actually, we should do for a year or so. Then you may reduce it to once in a week or once in a month. But in the mind, every day we can do the Swaha mantras. And the Swaha mantras, which are taught here, have to be done by us again to invoke the grace of same Omkara Bhagavan. And here, what is the Falashruti? The Falashruti is Shri Kama, Dhana Kama. And why the Dhana? Karmartham. Karma, Upata Durtakshayartham. And why that Upata Durtakshaya should be there? Because only when the Upata Durtakshaya happens, ki, hmm, hmm, that we will be able to Tatshaya Vidya Prakashate, the Brahma Vidya experience comes in us. The vasanas of any sort, even a trace, vasanas and avidya or samskara are all same. The avidya, one side of non-apprehension of reality, itself in the other side is the vasanas. Both of them will not allow us to have the vidya prakasha. And while discussing it, we talked about the prakasha of the vidya in three forms. One, non-interest and non-availability of shastra. Second is inability to study, understand thoroughly. Third, contemplate, meditate, and experience. At all these three levels, the Vidya Prakashanam, the obtainment of the wealth Vidya for us, will not happen when the Upata Durita is there in us. For what? Because as long as Duritas are there, the mind will always be alive. When the mind is there, it will have its own Sankalpa Vikalpa. When the Sankalpa Vikalpa are there, then the Indriyas, everything become active. When they all become active, what is perceived by us as only the world, not Paramatma. On the other hand, when Upata Duritakshaya, called the Vasana elimination has done, then there is no force for the formation of the mind. There is a source for the formation of the mind. When the mind is not formed, sankalpas are not there, then the indriyas ityadi don't become active, then the perception of the world will not be there. Then what will happen? The self which is always everywhere there, that is called Atma Vastu, its experience is gained, that is called Vidya Prakashate. Yeah, and in that wealth, what are the things we have asked for? Exhaustively seen. The gross wealth is asked, the cattle, etc. are asked, and then the brahmacharis are asked for. More importantly, I enter you, you enter me. Avayoho ekatvamastu. And toward the end also, like the rivers flow down, like Davahanti Vidanvana, Purvana, then the last one is said, Yatava Pravatayanti, Yatamasa Bharjaram, Evam Brahmacharinaham Mam Ayantu Sarvataha. Then by worshipping you in every form, I will cleanse up my Papa also, it is said. And the last one is what? May I enter into you. May you enter into me. Prativeshosi pramabhahi pramapadyasva. This is how what we have done so far. All of them are the upasanas. Up to this is called the external upasana, where we were concerned about the wealth outside, the chantings outside, then the Samhita Upanishad, in that we have seen the objects outside, etc. Now in this Panchamonuvaka, the Antara Upasana is being taught to us. And the entire language is the language of the Vedic period. So we have to struggle to translate it to our understanding and do the sadhana. So we were trying our best. And the Sara of this fifth Upasana or the Antaranga Upasana taught In the Panchama Anuvaka is what? The three are there. Other than, apart from, independent of these three is the fourth one. The fourth one is permeating the entire thing. Three. Clear? Thereafter, where is the fourth one is available, that will be told. Then what exactly is that fourth one also will be told. Then what is the relation finally of that with the of that fourth one with the entire Panchakoshas will be told. That is how step by step in this Upanishad we are given the thought development. And accordingly, when one becomes sincere, serious, do the sadhanas as told, he can see what happened to the rishis there after listening from the Guru. Rishis are the Shishyas are sadhakas. Same thing will happen in us also. And what is finally thing to happen? Nothing but the Brahma Vidya, nothing lesser than that. Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya, that is what is the purpose of studying the entire Upanishad. Okay? Now, in the fifth Anuvaka, half of the portion we have already seen, there are the three Vyahrutis. Somebody, everybody were involving in the three Vyahrutis. Somebody just had an idea or a thought. And how come that thought came? Who prompted him to have that thought? We don't know. But just he paused and looked at these three are there. Are they independent? Are they living because of themselves? Or is there anything other than these three which is supporting them? In this way, when he inquired, then he came to know about the fourth Vyahruti. This is what we have to discover in us also. And he already discovered and he gave us. When we practice and get established in it, that is enough for us. Somebody discovered electricity. We did not discover electricity. We just practice all the electricity rules, then we can use it. Is it not? That's called as sadhana upasana of electricity. In the same way, the Mahachamasabhatyam has discovered the fourth Vyahruti. It is called as Maha. And that Maha itself in the Upanishad Bhasha is called as Brahma. More important than these two is that Brahma has to be experienced as Atma. Then only the experienced before that understood. The understanding of the three upadhis supported by Chaturtha upadhi called as Maha. Maha is nothing but Brahma. Brahma is nothing but Atma. The understanding is the completion of Upasana. Then experiencing that Atma through meditation is completion of the Adhyatmic sadhana, where that Atma Anubhuti comes to us. So, if you say from here, the Atma, which has to be the Aparoksha Anubhuti, which gives us liberation. Alone is the Brahma as the Upadesha given by the Shastra and Guru. That itself is the unseen Maha in the seen three by ordinary people. So, ordinary people see what? The three. Little extraordinary sees what? The fourth. And what will he understand is fourth as the eternally spoken Brahma of the Upanishads. And that person, when he pursues the Upanishadic Brahma, where he reaches to his own Atma Anubhuti, Aparoksha Anubhuti. Now, these words, these meaning, these connections have to become pakka in our understanding. And that will happen when we quietly sit and contemplate independently in our mind. So, भूर्भुवस्वरिति वा एताः तिस्रो व्याहृतयः तासामुहस्मैतां चतुर्देम महाचमस्य प्रवेदयते. See, first the chanting should be pakka. Then what is the literal meaning of that is pakka. Then bhashya we study. Then thoroughly what is the indicated sadhana in that we try to catch. Then we do it. Then we get the result which is mentioned there. मह इति तद्ब्रह्म स आत्मा अङ्गान्यन्या देवताः भूरिति वा अयं लोकः भुवरित्यरिक्ष अन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः मह इत्यादित्यः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते. This is the whole Antaranga Upasana, technique of Upasana. One sample also given. Then the next three are the practices given. है ना, पहले theory बताएंगे, example experiment कराएंगे, then you are given the apparatus, now and the raw material, you do your experimentation so that you become pakka. Now, what is the thing we are becoming in pakka? Neither in Vyahrutis nor in that upasana of the Vyahruti. Through the Vyahruti, we are becoming aware about the fourth one. And what is the meaning of this fourth one, Mahata? That is, it is permeating all the three. It is a cause for all the three. It is supporting, substantiating all the three. All the three are existing in Him only. Then these three all merge in Him. That is the meaning of the Maha word. To tell about anything, you need to have a name, no? So the name is given Maha. But is name Maha given to what? To that fourth. And what is that fourth? This has got these qualities. Because the qualities is called as Maha. What is Maha quality? It is subtler than these three. It is independent of these three. It is a cause of these three. It is not influenced by these three. It is support of these three. You understand? That is the Maha. And that fourth, if it were any object, it would have been told like the Bhu Bhuva Suva. But it being very subtle, not catchable by any of the Upadhis. Also, it being the Upanishad Vedya Brahma, which in turn is our own Atma, it cannot be told in any other way. उसका कोई रंग रूप इत्यादि में डिस्क्रिप्शन नहीं होता, उसका ऐसा ही कहना पड़ता है. Be attentive. And as it is taught here, in that way only when we go on doing upasana, we experience it. Now, after we experience it, we cannot be arrogant that my Guru did not tell me how this Atma Anubhuti was, he was lacking the language, etc. Now I got the Anubhuti, I will tell it in the language. He also will fail, he also cannot tell. Because the Anubhuti is beyond all Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandha, emotion, thoughts, concepts, etc. Therefore, it cannot be put it in any medium of the Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, Antakarana. The example is that of electricity. कि किसी को shock लगा. Now you ask him, how was that? He cannot explain it. Then you say he's an uneducated fellow, he has no language to explain. I will explain how electricity looks like. Then I hold it, let us say. I know shock मुझे भी आएगा. अब with all my language, all my grammar, all my vocabulary, can I explain the experience of electricity? That person could not explain. I got it, I wanted to explain. I also cannot. Not only he and me, nobody can explain it. But everybody can experience it. Understood? Nobody can explain, everybody can experience. But to experience, we have to do sadhana. To do sadhana, we have to understand. And to understand, we have to be explained. Therefore, all this explanation. All these explanation is to inspire and encourage us to come to that experience which cannot be explained. Never forget this thought in our Vedanta Shastra. परमात्मा अनुभूति अनुभूति है, उसको कोई बोल नहीं सकते. Like my own dukkha, I can't put it in words. You have to understand it, seeing my face. So too, my sukha I can't tell you, my prema I can't tell you. This is such a different thing, it's only inferred. As it is, it can't be shown. स्वरूप रूप में इन अनुभवों को हम नहीं बता सकते, बट तटस्थ लक्षणों से बता सकते हैं. If the face is frowning, he is angry. If the face is this way pale and etc., he is miserable. If the face is like the blossomed flower, means he is happy. These are all the tatastha lakshana yukta understanding of the mana of the vyakti. Directly, he cannot put the mind in front of us and show these are the emotions or experiences. Is it not? If the mana anubhuti only cannot be explained. Not only mana, even indriya anubhuti. When a sweet is put in the mouth, You can't explain how it is. Mukha Swadanavat it is called as. Is it not? So why we have said all that? To keep in mind that Anubhava Paramatma is inexplicable. But to get the Anubhava, to do sadhana, to have the knowledge, we have to be told this is the way it is said. That is why it is said, you do the upasana as it is said, it will happen. Do as it is said, it will happen, which cannot be explained. Clear? Now in the Bhashya, yesterday we have seen up to this what? Ki ya iyam mahachamasyena drushta vyahruti maha iti. So the fourth vyahruti is seen by the mahachamasya other than bhurva swaha was maha iti. Okay, and what are these three vyahrutis? Utterances only. And the three Vayahrutis alone, all the Triputis in the world. We have to take each of the Triputi as each of the three Vyahrutis of this set of three Vyahrutis. Then what is Upasana? Like Mahachamasya came to know about the fourth Vyahruti, we also have to accept the presence of the fourth Upasana. Here Mahachamasya came to know is what? In apprehension first, in his guess. Like Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. These are the three words I uttered na? Straight away. Simple experimentation. So when I said Bhu, I said Bhu. When I said Bhuva, I left saying Bhu. I said Bhuva. And when I said Suvaha, I said Suvaha. At that time, I left Bhuvaha. Then when I stopped saying Suvaha also, Suvaha stopped. Then again when I took Bhuhu, then again Bhuvaha, Bhu sound came. Then when I did again Bhuvaha, Bhuhu went away, Bhuva came. When I said Suvaha, Bhuvaha went away, Suvaha word came. Again Suvaha went away, then Bhuhu I started. So when I went on saying Bhor, Bhuva, Suvaha, Bhor, Bhuva, Suvaha, Bhor, Bhuva, Suvaha, these are the Vyahruti. This is a practice. What is the subtle person will think if he is little subtle? Arey, the Bhorubhasvaha are coming from something and going back into something. That something is always there. Are you understanding? Always that something is there. Suddenly a sankalpa came, because of which from that something which is always there, the Vyahrutis have come. Is it not? Simple logic. So there is something which is so maha big eternal that from that this bhurva swaha can come infinite number of times and go back. Then this bhurva swaha is a trio. Like this, any number of trios of the world, infinite number of trios of the world can come from this maha. That is what he discovered. This we talked about three words. Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, three words when uttered. So too, the triputi of experiencer, experiencer and experiencing. Seer, seen, seeing. Everywhere. I am talking to you about the third person. So the third person, the second person, I. See, when you are not there, I didn't talk to you about any topic. So that talker was not there in me. You are not there and no topic of the third person. But all these three came from where? Are you understanding? There is something, no? Then you go away, another person comes. Or you only are there, but we are talking about not this person, but somebody else. और एक त्रिपुटी हुआ किसमें से आया वो? There was something, the fourth. That is why first he said कि भूर्भुवः स्वरिति वा एता तिस्रो व्याहृतयः तासामुहस्मैतां चतुर्थी. Among them three, there is a fourth one, which is other than the three permeating three. पहले नंबर दिया, other than these three, there is a fourth. नंबर दिया मतलब एक चीज है ऐसे कहा. Then it is named. Before naming, who discovered it was told, and on the name of that ऋषि only it is named, or that ऋषि ने सोचा मैंने इसको डिस्कवर किया, मैं अपने नाम दे दूं. So first is what? The Chaturthi discovery. Then who discovered it? Mahachamasya pravedayate. Then what naming ceremony given to it? Maha iti. Like the legendaries of different places, different things. their name is given to those different projects. कोई क्रिकेट प्लेयर है तो उसका नाम स्टेडियम पे देते हैं, कोई ग्रेट साइंटिस्ट है तो साइंटिफिक लैबोरेटरी विल बी गिवन इन द ऑन हिज नेम. He is a person who led the world in a good way, then that road or thing is named after him. So too he discovered, and therefore on his name Mahachama है ना, इसलिए Mahaiti उसको नाम दिया. And that it was fitting to also the name Maha, because it is not limited like those three, it is not dependent like those three, it is not like coming and going up like those three, it was not gross. Therefore, in many aspects, it is greater than those three. Therefore, anything greater is called as Maha. Now, what is that? You can't see with eyes. In this way, intellectually, you can apprehend it. Ki, there is something. And what is that something? Where is that something? Will be the subject matter in the sixth and seventh Anuvakas and in the entire Upanishad. And where is it available, how to do the inquiry of him, how to reach him. That will be the bulk of the entire Upanishad, into which slowly we are qualifying and entering. And it is throughout life study, it is a throughout life sadhana until that is experienced. Even if I finish the text in 20 days, you and I have to do 20 janmas, the thorough study of it, because only then we can meditate and realize it. It is the same. Now, Mahaiti, then Tat Brahma we have seen. Mahadhi Kila Brahma we have explained. Yesterday thoroughly we have explained Brahmanatvat Brahma, Mahatvat Brahma. Maha and Brahma are two different words indicating to same meaning. The same meaning is which is vastly, hugely permeating. That vastness, hugeness, you can call it as infinitely. And infinitely because it is immeasurable. The Mahata is immeasurable. The Brahmanatvam of the Brahma is immeasurable, or that which is immeasurable or infinite is technically in Sanskrit language is named as Maha or Brahma. So Mahata, Mahat hi Kila Brahma. Are you understood? Mahat hi Kila Brahma means what? Mahat also another meaning is it is great. महान है ना, बढ़िया बंदा है, महात्मा है, तो महत is also great. What is the greatness of this fourth Ahruti? Same thing. Because of these three only, these fourth Vyahruti only, the three are there. Now, in the entire Upanishadic literature, in the entire spiritual sadhana, in the entire Vedantic approach, which was the only purpose in the Satya Yuga, etc., Veda Kala, whether one experiences it or not, everybody knows that it is Brahma. Like in the Bhakti sadhana also of our Kala, whether you have seen Rama and Lakshmana, Sita, Rama, Krishna or not, whether you have done the Upasana or not, with little astikata, with the moment a question is asked, who is great? Immediately we say Bhagwan. Is it not? Immediately that comes. Who is great is God. And that God, if is Rama and Krishna, you give that name. You understand? In those days, the who is great means Brahma. That way he says, Mahadikila Brahma. अरे सबसे great Brahma ही है. Therefore, Maha iti tad Brahma. And this is also he said, what he discovered is not invented by him. And what he discovered is not his first discovery. Okay? It is his discovery for himself first time. Understood? And anything in the world, if it is appearing, it is never first time. Like wave, it's not first time it goes on happening. Rain, it's not first time it goes on happening. Earthquake, it is never first time, second time. It is eternally going on happening. In the same way, if you have discovered the Maha, you can never be the pioneer. Because somebody might have discovered earlier also. This is a very sublime thing. If you understand it, all the ego will vanish. And I'm not the final one also. In the future also they will discover. And discovering is the thing happened, not that the creation of the fourth thing has happened. Like the gravitational pull is discovered, not created. And that which was eternally discovered is named in the Upanishad as Brahma. Brahma means Brahmanatvat. Brahmana means Mahat. Therefore, Mahat hai kila Brahma. Please remember, all we are only doing the intellectual conceptualization. Still, these are the concepts which are alone the support for us for further contemplation and meditation. Through that contemplation meditation only, we experience the self, which is reality, which is not the concept. Up to this, if you see what we have to come to, among other than the three, the fourth is there, which is Mahatu, which is all permeating. But remember theoretically now itself, practically later on, that whether this is the fourth Vyahruti, whether that fourth Vyahruti is named as Mahata, whether that Mahata is accepted as Upanishadic Brahma, that has to be experienced as an Atma. Then only the journey is completed, journey is fulfilled, effort has given its expected result. अब इतना घूम फिरा के ब्रह्मा यू हैव डिस्कवर्ड महतो यू हैव डिस्कवर्ड त्रिव्यावृति उपासना एवरीथिंग यू डिड बट यू रिमेन्ड ओनली एज जीव एंड देह वो इतने स्ट्रगल का क्या फायदा फिर नाउ सी पिक्टोरियली दैट महा which is containing all the three means all the sets of three and that maha which is said as brahma in the upanishad. And that itself I, when I discover, what will happen? I am that Brahma of the Upanishad, I am that Maha of the Upasya, I am that three Vyahrutis which is in the form of the gross expression. आउटसाइड जो तीन रूप में एक्सप्रेस हो रहा है, टेंटेटिवली इंडिकेटिवली जिसको महा के रूप में डिस्कवर किया, ब्रह्म के रूप में जिसको उपनिषद में बताया, वही अनुभव में मैं के रूप में है. Means I am that. Here the journey ends. Therefore, again, if you put it from this side, I am that Anubhuti, which is mentioned as Brahma in the Upanishads, which is found as Maha by the some our Rishi Mahachamasya, which alone, when not recognized, from it only the set of the three came. Clear? This will be the Anubhava when we discover it. That will be told how to do, what to do. So Maha iti Brahma, Mahat hi kila Brahma, then Mahati cha Vyahruti. Again, the fourth Vyahruti also big, the Brahma also big. Here big you can take it as infinite. Infinites cannot be two. Therefore, what infinite Brahma said in the Upanishads alone is the infinite Maha discovered and named by Mahachamasa Rishi. Now, not only it is said that the Rishi Smarana is for our Arsha Sadhana of Upasana, it also is an inspiration. That he tried, he discovered. You try, you discover. Everybody tries, they'll discover. The problem is somebody else's discovery never helped Mahachamasa Rishi. His discovery never helps anyone. In anybody else's discovery will not help me. My discovery cannot help others, and my discovery alone can help me. It will be put in the books. सारा ज्ञान ब्रह्म तत्व का ऋषियों ने उपनिषद में दिया. But that is not our anubhuti. No, that anubhuti we have to discover. That is the discovery meaning. Now, kim punah tat, here what we are discussing, etc. Sa atma. That what it should be ultimately, that fourth Vyahruti of Maha and the Brahma Upanishad, Saha Atma. And explained, we have a definition yesterday, Apnote he Vyapti Karanaha Atma. We have explained yesterday that experience where it is all permeating, it is all consuming, yet chapnoti yadadatte yachasti vishyanitha vishayan sada, then yaschasti santato bhavaha tadyad atma vido viduhu. We have explained it. That is the definition of atma, and that definition expresses in the experience, which is always going on. But we are overpowered by the three Vyahruti Rupa Triputi. Therefore, we are limiting our experience from that Atma definition to only the Jiva experience. This is what we have to transcend. Matlab, that Atma which is infinite, like Brahma and Maha, is not experienced by me because I am experiencing now the Jiva Bhava with Panchakoshas. The Panchakoshas, when they are discarded, then we will experience it. How to discard all of that will be the subject. पहले तो हम यहाँ theory समझ रहे हैं. That Maha itself is Atma. Remember, Maha is Brahma, Brahma is Atma, this Atma is me is not yet done. This Atma will be inquired in the Hridaya Akasha. When it is inquired, then it will be known it is me. यहाँ आत्मा के दृष्टि से डेफिनेशन नहीं कह रहे, डेफिनेशन की दृष्टि से आत्मा कह रहे. What is the meaning of definition के दृष्टि से आत्मा? कि just like why it is called as Maha? Because it is something greater than the three Vyahrutis. Then why that Maha is called as Brahma? Because about this Maha only the Upanishad said. Then whatever is said as Maha and Brahma, why it is called as Atma? Because that Maha Brahma, whichever the concept is there, was the one which was permeating all the three, was the one which was consuming all the three, and that was the one from whom all the three came, and that which is there in and through all of them in the absence of them. Now, these four words fit to the definition of Atma. Therefore, because of the nature, it is defined as Atma. Atma word का ये definition. And ittifaq से it is me. That is later. When that is discovered, the realization is over. उसको आत्मा कहा, वो कहाँ मिलता है? हृदय आकाश में. हृदय आकाश में जब ढूंढेगा एक सरप्राइज होता है. क्या है? वो मैं ही हूं. अभी मैं तक नहीं पहुंचे. I Aham Brahmasmi is not taught. Brahma is taught. When the Brahma is understood, that understanding or a meditation on Brahma leads to an experience whose definition is Atma. And luckily, the definition and experience both are inseparable from me. Therefore, the experience gets finalized there. Aham Brahma Asmi. मतलब मैं ही वो इनफाइनाइट हूँ, ऐसा अनुभूति होने के बाद दैट्स कॉल्ड आत्मा अनुभूति. अभी क्या है? ओनली एक्सप्लेनेशन, डेफिनेशंस, कॉन्सेप्ट्स आर हैपनिंग. And you have to add this sentence also to that. It's not only definition of the Atma which fits to the explanation of Brahma and Mahata, but it should be experienced like that. Then only the journey concludes. That it is my own self, that's what I have to experience, then only the journey concludes. So, here he says, very interesting point. Saha Atma, apnote he vyapti karana Atma. Now what happened now? The three only we were involved in. Then the fourth was introduced. We did the upasana of all the three along with the fourth. Now, earlier only three ka upasana hum kar rahe the. Upasana means indulgence at that time. Now we were involving in the fourth upasana also. Upasana of all the four put together. And in that, our effort was to find the role of the fourth one. When we put our effort to find the role of fourth one, we understood it to be Maha, should be Brahma, and fitting to the definition of Atma. After seeing it from this standpoint, from this side, from the standpoint of this fourth Vyahruti, when the other three were looked at, remember, when they were earlier seen, they were alone real, they were alone existing, ऐसा था. अब ये जो महा या ब्रह्मा या आत्मा को देखा, तो from this standpoint, when you look back and see what was understood was, this is the Angi, they are the Anga. Means what? In that Angi Anga, we have to understand 3-4 things. The first thing is what? This Angi is a reality. Anga is not that much real like the Angi. The Angi is permanent, not the Angas. Then the Angas depend on the Angi, not the other way around. The Anga-Angi Sambandha. What is the present experience of ours? The Angi is never attended to at all. We are taking Angas alone as real. That is called bondage. What is Samsara? Samsara is taking the Namarupatmaka Jagat as real. No. That is called Angas. Of whom? That Paramatma. Here Anga means the Vyahrutis. Vyahruti means any Tripurti in the world. At an expanded definition, When the Vyahrutis are explained to us, we will see the entire world is included in that. So those three Vyahrutis, like all the matras, include all the Sula Sukshma Karana Jagat. In the same way, Bhur Bhuva Swaha are the three Vyahrutis which encompass in them all the Stula Sukshma Karana Jagats. These three Vyahrutis which contain the Stula Sukshma Karana Jagats in their entirety are the Angas. Anga is the Brahma. Angi is the Brahma, they are the Angas. Angi is the Atma, they are the Anga. That is what is the experience. What is the Anga Sambandha? See, the Anga Sambandha is what? Because the Angi, the Angas are there. If you cut the Anga and keep it away, it will die only. See, remember the finger which is there in my hand from last so many years. Cut it and put there. 2 घंटे में सड़ जाता है. How? Because that is the way. The Anga cannot be without Angi. जब तक एनी पार्ट ऑफ बॉडी टोटल बॉडी से कनेक्टेड है तभी उसका नाम उसका महिमा. काट कर फेंक दिया और रख दी ना, वो रहेगा ही नहीं. सेम वे एज लॉन्ग एज द अंगी से एसोसिएशन है, देन ओनली देयर इज अ एक्जिस्टेंस फॉर द अंग. दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू डिस्कवर. दैट इज द अंग अंगी संबंध. So these three Vyahrutis are the Anga of the Chaturthi Vyahruti. The three Vyahrutis are Om Bhur Swaha. Chaturthi is Maha. And one sample of Upasana is given. And this was suitable in those days. In today's world, whatever the Triputi is there, uska aap Upasana karte hai, something which is permeating all the three, you call it as a fourth Vyahruti called as Maha. But in your intellect, the concept should be very strongly formed that there is something other than these three. That is what is permeating all these three. It is Angi, they are all Anga. The concept should be strong. Then what is that? Where is it? Then will be the next Anuvaka. It will be told in your own heart. उसको नाम देंगे, ब्रह्म कहेंगे, आत्मा कहेंगे, महा कहेंगे, उसका explanation दे देंगे. All that is going on. But nothing is experienced unless we do the deeper meditation in the heart. वो आएगा अगले वाला अनुभव में. यहाँ तक. So that's why he said in the next para, itaraha cha vyahrutayaha, the other vyahrutis. Which are they? Which are said in the subsequent mantras of lokaha, devaha, vedaha and pranaha cha. Listen, this is a very important definition. बहुत important. Anga Angi Sambandha is being told. ध्यान से सुनो, then it will become easier for me. Neither I will be exhausted and tired to tell you. What is the sentence that is being explained? Angani Anya Devataha. Mahaiti Tad Brahma Sa Atma. यहाँ तक हो गया. Angani Anya Devataha. This only one sentence has to be explained. Then the examples are given. Taking the examples only, he is explaining what the meaning of Angani Anya Devataha. See here, Devataha means what? The set of threes. The four sets will be told of 3, 3, 3. Set 1 has 3, set 2 has 3, set 3 has 3, set 4 has 3. Okay? This 3, 3 का जो set है, वो क्या है? एक set of 3 lokas, set of 3 devas, set of 3 vedas, set of 3 pranas. ठीक है? Set of 3, 3 का हो गया. These 3 are Bhur Swaha Vyahrutis. Now to the Bhur Swaha Vyahruti, just like the fourth Vyahruti was discovered called as Maha, to each of these 3 set of 3 also, the fourth Vyahruti will be there. That will be told by our Guru here, जिसका हमें उपासना करना है. ये तो है ही बात. इसमें why they are called Angas, why it is called as Angi, is explained here. He says कि इतरा च व्याहृतयः, step by step listen. Which are they? 3 lokaha, 3 devaha, 3 vedaha, 3 pranaha cha. Listen. Maha iti anena vyahruta atmana. All these 3 are permeated by the fourth Vyahruti, which is called as Maha. That Maha is the fourth Vyahruti when the 3 Vyahrutis were Bhur Swaha. Then when the 3 Vyahrutis are the 3 lokas, 3 devas, 3 vedas, 3 pranas, at that time which are the Vyahrutis then? The fourth Vyahrutis, the Maha Vyahrutis, it is Aditya, Chandra, Brahma and Anna. We'll be seeing those mantras that I will explain. Now, these Aditya, Chandra, Brahma, Anna, these fourth Vyahruti. So, Bhutena Vyapyante. By this fourth Vyahruti, the other three are Vyapyante, permeated. Yataha, therefore, Ataha, isliye, Angani, Avayavaha. They are called as Anga. And Angas are always separate from the Angi, therefore, Anyaha. And they are called as Devata. Devata Agranam Upalakshanartham Lokadina. देवता वाला शब्द जस्ट टू इंडिकेट टू यू अबाउट देम, दैट्स ऑल. उसका मतलब नहीं है. डोंट वरी अबाउट देवता में इंद्र वरुण वायु अग्नि. सो अंगानि अन्या देवता. देयरफॉर महा इज द अंगी, द थ्री आर द अंग. इन द सेम वे the four exercises are given. In each of the four angis are there, four angas are there. Now these three are the anga, the fourth is the angi. When that explanation is given as the sample, then the next four are the exercises. That's called upasana. So kya hua idhar? Bhur was being uttered. Fourth Vyahruti was discovered. Then that is called as Brahma and Atma. Now this discovery is expanded. Is it here only or is it everywhere? Is it not? Like you have put a dam and water stopped, you have put a turbine, what is called as, then the electricity produced. Is it done here only or anywhere you put a dam and put the turbine, the water comes? Everywhere. So discovering it first place is called as Mahachamasa Rishi's discovery. Then doing it same everywhere is called as Upasana. Making the dam and creating electricity in every place is called as Upasana. Is it not? Somebody discovered how to make a cloth out of the cotton and make a shirt out of it and wear it. It is the first Mahachamasa Rishi discovered. Then same thing done everywhere is called Upasana. What is the result of the Upasana? That wherever there is water and turbine and water flow, there electricity is produced. That discovery of principle is the phala of that Upasana. In the same way, wherever there are triputis are there of three Vyahrutis, they have beyond, other than these three, the fourth Vyahruti called as Maha. This leads to what? This leads us to transcend, be attentive. The false understanding that what three we are seeing alone is real. And this introduces to us to the presence of the fourth behind all these three. In short, it takes our attention toward the unseen from the seen. In other words, it gives an idea to us about the acceptance of the presence of something which is other than the familiar experiences of Sthula Sukshma Karana. This Upasana will lead to that result. Not only that result, but the Upasana itself has the material results a lot. That will be told in the Phalashruti. But our goal is not materialistic result. Like in the third Anuvaka, when we did the Upasana of the Samhita Upanishad, the results were given. He will be endowed with all this. All the Annadhyena, Swargena, Lokena. But that is not our goal. Our goal is Paramatma. So too through Meda and Sri Kama, Japa and Homa, Meda season wealth is given. But that was not our goal. Our goal is Paramatma only. Like we were taught grammar. Grammar was not our goal. Our goal is Paramatma. We were doing Om Shanno Mitra chanting. Shanno Mitra chanting is for the Paramatma only as goal. Kahi rukna nahi, goal to wahi hai. In the same way, with the Upasana also of the Antaha Upasana of the Vyahruti, Phalashruti will be taught. I told you 3 days back, the Phalashruti is like a signpost or is like a milestone to say that you are on the right path. When you have seen milestone, फिर पता है कि हमको ये रास्ते में आता है, therefore मैं ठीक रास्ते में हूँ. In the same way, the phalas indicate that we are on the right path. But those phalas are not the goal. Goal is only Parabrahma. Clear? So, what is the whole idea? Bhur, three Vyahrutis. There is some other Vyahruti other than these three. अब उसको नाम देना है, इसलिए हमने महा कह दिया. Maha hi Brahma hai, Brahma hi Atma hai. Now one by one will be told to us. Now Angani Avayavaha Anyaha Devata. Now it is discovered by Mahachamasa and everybody discovered like that. We are yet to discover, we have to discover. The effort to discover it is called Upasana here. What is that? There is a presence of the fourth one. Listen carefully. It is the Angi. The other three were Angas. Other three are Angas. What was the earlier understanding before this Upasana was done? The three alone are here. There is no other fourth thing. ऐसे ही हम जिंदगी भर जीते हैं ना. There is no object is there. I am the subject is there. I am contacting it and experiencing. कभी सोचा क्या दिमाग लगा के is there any fourth one which is a substratum of these three? We never did it. Now, through Mahachama's guidance, we are told about the presence of four. For him, it is a eureka. He inquired, discovered. For us, it need not be. We can follow what he said and we can do the upasana. He discovered. For us, discovery need not be. Upasana karo, समझ में आता है. And logically तो बता दिया कि every number of things, more than one or even one, are to be supported by some substratum which is other than that number. So three are there mutually excluding things. It should be supported by the fourth one, then only the three can be existing. So do the logic. With the logic, when you understand, do upasana now. Only when the upasanas are done, in which, what is upasana done? There are three, other than three, there is the fourth one. Fourth is the Angi, these three are the Anga. Because the fourth only, these three are there. Without the fourth, the three cannot be staying. Three are dependent, fourth is independent. This is called upasana. The more we do, the more our inner understanding becomes strong in accepting the presence of the fourth. With this practice, when we are told it is the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya, then other than this, the Atma, when that is told, that time वो हमको ये वाला उपासना वहाँ का help हो जाएगा. Like when you have driven cycle in India, you have gone to America, suddenly वो cycle दिखाया किसने दिया, so the practice here will make you drive cycle there also. But if you don't know here, there also you will not try. Same way, the Vyahruti Upasana, which is done as Antara Upasana, will help later on to do the Brahma Upasana with regard to the Panchakoshas. The three Vyahrutis here will be the five koshas there. The Maha will be the Atma there. Why should I go for the Panchakosha Vivek Swamiji? Can't I find Atma by the three Vyahruti? You can find, you find it, don't go ahead. देखो आपको चैप्टर 5 ऑफ गीता में ब्रह्म ज्ञान आ गया तो who told you to study the chapter 6 onwards? No need. Completing the text is not goal. Goal is to know the truth. But the text is completed in its own way. You can study it academically. Is it not? किसी बंदे को सेकंड चैप्टर में ऐशा ब्राह्मी मुक्ति हो गया, so it is luck. Others will not. Therefore, the remaining 16 chapters for them, not for you. So ज़रूरी है क्या मुझे करना? आत्मा मिल गया तो नहीं करना, नहीं मिला तो करते रहना. Then why not only do this till the Atma gained? Why they are given? Why not? They are little higher and deeper meditations, therefore they are there. पंचकोश विवेक इत्यादि. कहीं पंचकोश किया, कहीं अवस्थात्रय किया, कहीं देहत्रय का किया है. अब कुछ भी करो परमात्मा को पाना है. Any of the sadhanas you adopt. Okay, now we are spending 5 minutes to say what is the Angi, what are the Angas. What is Mahavyahruti, what are the Bhurvua, so three Vyahrutis. What is the relation between them? Angi Anga Sambandha. And what is the relation of Angi Anga Sambandha? Angi doesn't depend on the Anga, Angas depend on Angi. Angi always there, Anga is not there. And Angi se Anga aate hain. And here in this relation, सारे अंग अंगी में लय हो जाते. That means he is permanent, he is Mahatma. Other are temporary, they are not. And the higher level of discussion में, the Angi alone is real Baba. There is nothing called Anga in him. When the Angas are not there, he is also not called as an Angi. वे क्या कहें? कुछ नहीं कहना, experience करना है बस. There is nothing to say. You know, when others don't understand my love, when I express it through words or actions, what can I say? I experience my love towards them. कुछ कहने को ही नहीं वहाँ. Is it not? I am experiencing my love to the others. I know it. It is not explainable. Doesn't matter. Even I explain, they don't understand. क्या फर्क पड़ता? In the same way, experience will come. Next, need not worry about expression. Now, devata grahana upalakshanartham lokadinam. Now, maha iti etasya vyahrutatmanah devaha lokadeha cha sarve avayava bhutaha yataha ataha aha adityadivihi lokadayah mahiyante iti. Why is it so? Atmana hi angani mahiyante. Here Atma means full Deha. Because of the Atma, the body, alone the other Angas are Mahiyante. Mahiyante means they exist also, they have some utility also, they have some value also. What is the sentence is explained here? Tad Brahma Satma Angani Anya Devataha. Then toward the end what he said? Mahiyante. है ना सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते कहा ना वो महीयन्ते शब्द को बता रहे देन द सैंपल एंड द अदर थ्री शंकर भगवान विल नॉट एक्सप्लेन तुम देख लो ही विल से बट वी विल सी इट वी नीड सम 10-15 minutes for that we will spend what's wrong why the three things are said to be mahiyante because of the fourth one because of the fourth one only the three are there. Example is because of the deha only the angas mahiyante means the existence of the limbs like I told you the finger or my nose or ear it is having its existence it is having its recognition it is having its function it is having its utility in short it is having its value as long as it is in contact with the total body is it not if it is cut and kept separate it has no value सड़ जाएगा वो not only that the ear cut and there it cannot listen the sounds the tongue cut and there it cannot have its taste or any speaking ability कान को बंद काट के और रख दी तो सुनने को होता नहीं therefore just like because of the deha the angi be attentive the angas are sustaining that sustaining or existing or becoming functional or have value all those four put together is called mahiyante understood now therefore because of the angi the angas are mahiyante without the angi the angas cannot only exist so to give that feeling, that meaning, Bhagavan Bhashyakara has explained Bhashya for this mantra Mahiyante. So what we have to have in a picture? From the state that only three Vyahrutis are there, the fourth is never there. From that beginning stage, through Upasana, we must come to a stage that the fourth alone is there, the three are not at all there. If at all there, their existence and their Mahiyante or their greatness is only because of this fourth. चौथे के कारण बाकी तीन महीयंते मतलब ये नहीं तो नहीं है लाइक बिकॉज द फादर द चिल्ड्रन आर महीयंते बिकॉज देयर एजुकेशन देयर ईटिंग देयर फूड देयर सर्वाइवल सारे पिता के कारण हो रहा है पिता माता है नहीं तो पहले वो को जन्म ही नहीं होगा उनका जन्म के बाद इफ दे हैव थ्रोन देम इन द डस्टबिन दे विल हैव नेवर कम अप टू दिस लेवल so what do we say therefore the children are mahiyante because of parents because they don't have independent birth independent of existence independent of any doing and independent of any achieving therefore the name and fame parents only encourage them put them in the school in the college in the sports club because their encouragement only whatever they got it without parent their existence only is not there what to talk about their achievements so too without the angi angas don't exist what to talk about their achievements or functions that is called as because of him they are mahiyante without him they are zero this is what should be formed in us the consequence of that is what our value to the fourth will grow not to the three that should happen that not having value to the three in the other words is called a vairagyam. In other words, Vairagya, because the fourth one I am understanding, I am going to catch that fellow. Under whose control these three are there? अब मैं इसमें क्यों फंसूं? It is in a vyavaharik way of seeing, but actually their existence, their sustenance, their functional things, they are not original. They are borrowed. Like because Surya Kanti, the Chandra Mahiyante. If Surya is not there, Chandra में रोशनी कहाँ होगी? Because of Surya Kanti only, the Antariksha Mahiyante. Because of Surya, how can we without him? So too, because Surya only, we are all there on the earth. Without him, we are not there. Therefore, Surya is the fourth Vyahruti. These three lokas are because of him, they are Mahiyante because of him. This is called as Vyahruti Upasana. We already told. That is Shankara also says. बोल दिया ना मैंने, तुम लोग कर लो. Okay, now let us in 5 minutes only do this exercise, which is said there only, nothing new special. अब इसको लगातार 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 करना है. What is the लगातार करने का फल? I am aware of Vyahruti 1, Vyahruti 2, Vyahruti 3, Vyahruti 4. I am secondly aware of the fourth Vyahruti being Maha and Brahma and Atma. Then that is the Angi, and these three are Anga. Undoubtedly, I must be very clear. Like when the children know that we are just because of parents, otherwise we can't exist. Undoubtedly, if they know, will they not surrender to the parents? Will they not be obedient to the parents? Will they not be grateful to them? Will they not have the devotion and all service? कब जब स्पष्टता से करेंगे. In the same way, with the upasana, the spashtata comes. Who is important, who is not important. अब क्या है प्रॉब्लम? संसार मीन्स व्हाट? Giving importance to the unimportant, then forgetting the important one. The unimportant are the three Vyahrutis, important the fourth. Fourth is never in our cognition at all, but we are caught up only in the three. The three are स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण. The स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण में फंसे हम, actually इन तीनों के अतीत है, that is the reality. So these are the upasanas training us to transcend the स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण later on to discover that which is the Maha, which is permeating all these three. सो द व्याहृति में क्या है? व्याहृति 1 भू, व्याहृति 2 भुवा, व्याहृति 3 स्वः, and fourth is maha. Fourth vyahruti is maha. On the maha, the three depend. This is Brahma, this is Atma. That Brahma alone is Angi, these three are Anga. हो गया. Now one by one exercise. First exercise क्या है? Which is said in this mantra only. No, यथा अतः आदित्यादि लोकात् महिन्त इति आत्मना हि अंगान् मह्यन्ते. Then mahanam वृद्धिः उपचयः. Maha means what? Staying and growing. So each of the angas are staying alive and growing. छोटा था धीरे धीरे बड़ा हो गया. कैसे? बिकॉज डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अंगी. फिर इसके बाद कहते हैं महीयन्ते वर्धयन्ते इति अर्थः. वर्धन्ते इति अर्थः मीन दे आर एग्जिस्टिंग, दे आर फंक्शनिंग, दे आर ग्रोइंग, दे आर ग्लोइंग, they are getting name and fame, they are getting recognition, etc. This is the meaning of the word mahiyante. So all the angas are mahiyante because of angi. So maha is the angi, bhurvosvaha are the angas. The angas are mahiyante because of the angi. That much let us understand. Now which are the angas and which are the angis? First इसमें कहा कि see the main mantra now. भूरिति वा अयम लोकः, भुव इति अंतरिक्षम, सुव इति हि असौ लोकः, मह इति आदित्यः. Clear? So bhuhu is ayam loka. The entire world which is familiar to us, which is a sthula rupa, that is called as first vyahruti bhuhu. उपासना करो. अब अंतरिक्ष लोक है, स्पेस इन बिटवीन. इट इज द भुवः व्याहृति, उसका आप उपासना करो. देन देयर इज द स्वर लोका, देवताओं का लोक. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द थर्ड व्याहृति सुवः. दैट इज असौ लोक कहा यहाँ. तो सुवा व्याहृति इटसेल्फ इज द स्वर्ग लोक. डोंट कंफ्यूज विद देम. सुवा इज अ शब्द. Here that suva is done the upasana of to be the third vyahruti called as swarga. Now if bhurva swaha are this loka, antariksha loka and the deva loka, then what is the fourth vyahruti, the maha, which was discovered in mahachavasa, of which we have to do upasana? Maha iti aditya. First is this upasana. Now the most important thing, because of maha other three are there, And Maha is the one which is Angi, other three are Anga. This we have to discover. The discovery is Upasana. How to do it? Explanation one is given. Adityena vava sarve lokaha mahiyante. The word mahiyante already bata chuke hai na meaning. अब आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका mahiyante means what? It is because the presence of the Aditya that the Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka have their existence, have their functions, have their all their achievements, have their name and form. What is the name and fame? Without the Aditya, they cannot be three. These three cannot be. Therefore, Aditya is Maha, other three are Bhurva Swaha. Aditya is the Angi. Then this Bhulokaha, so Antarikshalokaha, Asavloka are the Angas. Now extend one. Mahaiti Brahma, Brahma eva Atma. Therefore, Aditya eva Brahma, Brahma eva Atma. Therefore, I the self, who is explained as Brahma in the Upanishad, alone is the fourth Vyahruti called as Aditya, which in turn is expressing as the three Vyahrutis as Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka. Keep on doing the Upasana. And what is this I? Where is this I? That will be in the next Anuvakam. In the heart, it will be meditated upon and it will be discovered as Satchidananda or Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. अब वो वाला अभी स्वरूप लक्षण नहीं बता रहे हम, सिर्फ तटस्थ बताकर उपासना दिखा रहे. तटस्थ मीन्स ही इज द वन बिकॉज ऑफ होम ऑल द थ्री आर देयर. This much only told. Who is he? Where is he? Not told. It will be told. Then what is Upasana? Keep on doing Upasana. That he is the Angi, other things are Anga. Examples are given. Aditya is Angi, Asau Lokaha, Antariksha Lokaha, Ayam Lokaha. These are the Angasu. This is the first experiment. In the next mantra, the other three are given as an exercise. Which are they? See, Bhuritiva Agnihi, Bhuvaiti Vayuho, Subhaiti Adityaha, Mahiti Chandramaha. Okay, let us chant this mantra. Chandrama Savava Sarvani Jyotigam Shimahiyante, Bhuriti Varuchaha Bhuvaiti Samani, Suvariti Ajogam Shimahiti Brahma, Brahmana Vava Sarve Veda Mahiyante, Bhuriti Vai Pranaha, Bhuvariti Apanaha, Suvariti Vyanaha, Mahiti Annam, Annena Vava Sarve Prana Mahiyante, Tava Eta Shatasra Chaturdhaha, Chatasra Chatasro Vyahrudayaha, Tayo Veda, Saveda Brahma, Sarvesmai Deva Valivavahanti. All this portion of later part will take 2 days. Tomorrow day after will explain. But today, after this, Aditya is the Maha, Ayam Lokaha, Antariksha Lokaha, Suvar Loka are the Bhurbosva Vyahrutis. Okay? In the same way, Bhuritiva Agnihi. Agni is the Bhu Vyahruti. Bhuva iti Vayuho. Vayu is the Bhuva Vyahruti. Then Swariti Aditya. Aditya is Swa Vyahruti. So if the Bhur Bhuva Swaha are the Agni Vayu Aditya, then what is the Maha? Maha iti Chandramaha. The fourth Vyahruti Maha is Chandrama here. And why is it so? Chandrama Savava Sarvani Jyotigam Shivahiyante. Now, according to the Vedic period and knowledge, there the what do you say? The Agni as well as Vayu and the Aditya are said to be functional because of the fourth called as Chandramaha. Now it has got a lot of sublime discussion etc. हम उसमें नहीं जाएंगे, सीधा उपासना में आ जाएंगे. चंद्रमा is the चतुर्थी व्याहृति महा. Then the first three Vyahrutis are Bhurbhuva, so are Agni, Vayu, Aditya. This is one set. Agni, Vayu, Aditya are three Jyoti set because Agni is anyway fire. Then Aditya is also, actually Agni is the speech, Vayu is the Prana Shakti. Then here Aditya means the eyes etc. which we see. The Mana is the Chandramaha. So without mind the Chandrama, the eye cannot see, the mouth cannot speak, the body cannot exist. Is it not? Sharir is Agni. Then Vayu is then Aditya is the eyes. Vayu is the Prana Shakti, the functional. The function of the Vayu Prana, the vision of the eye, as well as the existence of the body, the heat or the speech of the mouth. Agni is the speech of the mouth, Vayu is the Prana Shakti, then Aditya is the Indriya of the eye. If you say all of them, will they exist without the Mana? Is it not? In my mind only, the thought of that speech comes. Then my mouth speaks that. In my mind only the thought of action happens, then only the prana shakti does the action. In my mind only the idea of seeing this or that come, then only I is able to see. Without the mind I cannot see. Without the mind, the mouth cannot speak. Without the mind, the prana shakti cannot make karmendriyas work. Therefore, obviously, this mana becomes the Chaturthi Vyahruti, which is the Angi. These the Agni and Vayu and Aditya become Anga. अब इसका लगा उपासना. And discover the presence of mana in all these three for your own conviction and satisfaction. And for that, so many other upasana stories we will see in different Purana where the Mahima of the Chandrama is spoken. उन सबका उदाहरण लेकर चंद्रमा इज महा, पूर्वस्व और अग्निवायु एज आदित्य. दिस इज सेकंड सेट. फर्स्ट सेकंड is set is ayam lokah antariksha lokah, and then third one is called as suvar lokah. Then the aditya is the fourth one. They are the bhurvasva maha four vyahrutis. Now second set of the upasana for the bhurvasva mahaupadhi are the Agni, Vayu, then Aditya and Chandrama. Okay. Now the third set is said here. What is that? Bhuritiva Ruchaha. See, first one is the Lokas. Second is the Devatas. Third was the Vedas. Fourth one is Pranas. In the Vedas, Bhuritiva Ruchaha, the Vyahruti Bhuhu is equal to Rigveda mantras. Bhuva iti Samani. The second Vyahruti Bhuva is the Sama mantras. Suva iti Yaju Gumshi. The third Vyahruti Suva is called Yajuhu, Yajur mantras. Then what is the fourth Vyahruti? The Maha discovered by the Mahachamasa there. Maha iti Brahma. Here Brahma means Omkar. Or Brahma can be Brahma Tattva only. Then why this Omkara or Brahma Tattva is the fourth Mahavyahruti here? Because Brahmana Vava Sarve Veda Mahiyante. Every sentence. Adityena Vava Sarve. Lokaha mahiyante, Chandramasa vava sarve, Devaha mahiyante, mantra. So to Brahmana vava sarve, Vedaha mahiyante. Means what? Because Om only, all the mantras of Vedas have come, no? Because Om is a syllable, Auma. Auma se sare akshar nikle hain. We studied in so many Upanishads, in Mandukya Ityadi, in this also while explaining the Omkara Mahima, we spoke. Therefore, Omkar se hi sare Veda mantra hote hain. Therefore, if you take Brahma Shabda for the Omkara, then that Omkara is Maha, because by that only all these three are Mahiyante, the three Vedas. If the Brahma what you take for Parabrahma, for Parabrahma only the three Vedas came. To indicate Parabrahma only the three Vedas are existing. The fulfillment of the three Vedas are in discovering Parabrahma only. Therefore, because of Parabrahma, these three are Mahiyante. Therefore, the Parabrahma or the Omkara is the fourth Vyahruti or the Angi. These three are the Angas. So, to Chandrama is the Angi. These three, Agni, Vayu, Aditya, are the Angas. So, how many Mahas we have seen so far? First Maha was the Aditya. Second Maha is Chandramaha. Third Maha is Brahma. And in the same way, what are the sets of the three Vyahrutis we have seen? What is the set of the first Vyahruti? Bhuhu. First was Ayam Lokaha. Second is Agni. Third is Ruchaha. What is the second Vyahruti? Suvaha. There it was Antarikshaha. Then here it is a Vayu. Then the latest is Samaveda. So to what was the Suvalokaha? The Suvaha Vyahruti, the Suvarlokaha, and in this Agni Vayu, this third one is Aditya, and in the Vedas, it is Yajurveda. So the three Mahas are done, three Bhus are done, three Bhuvas are done, three Suvars are done. One more is there. What is the fourth one? They are called Prana ki baat kehte hain. Ki fourth one is what? Bhuriti vai Pranaha. The first Vyahruti Bhu is Prana. Then Bhuva iti Apanaha. Second Vyahruti Bhuva is Apanavayu. Suvariti Vyanaha. Third Vyahruti Suva is called Vyanaha. Now Bhurvasva you told. What is Maha? Maha iti Annam. The fourth Vyahruti Maha is Annam. Are kahe ko Annam is Maha? Because Annena Vava Sarve Pranaha Mahiyante. If you don't eat the food, the Annam, these three pranas of प्राण अपान व्याना और ठप हो जाते हैं. This is the upasana you have to keep on doing. And therefore the anna is the angi, then prana, apana, vyana are they are called as the angasu. This way, everywhere, wherever you see, there are the threes, there is a fourth. Fourth is the one because of this, which the other three are mahiyante. Thus, our value, respect, importance from the three should be shifted to the fourth. Then we should pursue the fourth. And the pursuing of the fourth is only in discovery of it is our own self. Because the fourth is परब्रह्म. परब्रह्म को आत्मा के रूप में देखना ही होता है, उसको कोई वस्तु के रूप में तो पकड़ नहीं सकते. Now after this is done, तावा एताः चतस्रश्चतुर्धाः चतस्रश्चतस्रो व्याहृतयः तायो वेदा स वेद ब्रह्म सर्वेस्मै देवा बलिमाहवन्ति is the falashruti. These things we have to do. Okay. In this, this is how the half portion of this chaturthi, नहीं, ये चतुर्थी अनुवाक, पांचवा अनुवाक यहाँ ये खत्म होता है. Then the fifth and sixth being connected, the thought flow will continue. All that thing tomorrow we will see. So today's edition was what? Bhurgo Swaha, the three Vyahrutis. Maha is the fourth one. Maha is the Angi. These three are the Anga. Because the Angi, the fourth only, the three are Mahiyante. Therefore, the fourth is important, not the three. This is how we have to do the Upasana. Upasana is getting conviction in our getting conviction in our understanding. So too, the four sets of Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha and Maha are told. And we are told to do the Upasana of this. Okay, the Adityaha, the Chandramaha, and then the Brahma and Anna. These are the Maha, 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 Maha. Because of four only, the other three are Mahiyante. Adityena va sarve lokaha mahiyante. Chandramasa vava sarve jyoti gumshi mahiyante. Mantra we have already chanted. Brahmana vava sarve deva mahiyante. Anyam vava annena vava sarve pranaha mahiyante. See, when you chant the mantra and become familiar with them, explanation and listening, understanding becomes easier. Then do the upasana. In the upasana, like when you put the Bhagavan's the one Shaligram or Shivalinga, it is there. You bought it, you put it there. But daily you have to do the upasana through Abhishek and all, till in our mind sits. It is not a stone, it is Bhagavan Vishnu. In the same way, ये चारों महावाले व्याहृति हमारे दिमाग में बैठनी है, and these three also have to be understood, and relation between them we have to know very clearly. And only one relation is they are Angas, he is the Angi. The Maha is the Angi. Clear? Now, basing on this, when we do the subtle inquiry, the Tattva will be known. How is it that? And also what is the falashruti of this sadhana? कल हमको बताएंगे, हम देखेंगे. Okay. सर्वम ओम समस्तर्ष देवता चरणारविंदार्पणमस्तु. ओम with so much of involvement in the world of bhoga with our Indriya Manobuddhyadi, we are lost the entire sight of Shastra or spirituality or Jnana. We don't even know that there are these three things called as Prana, Apana, Vyana. We don't even know that there is Ayam Loka, Antariksha Loka, there is Swar Loka. We don't even know that there is Agni, Vayu and the Aditya. And we are never concerned about the first three, the Rigveda, Samaveda and Yajurveda. When we don't know these three, then how can we become like Mahachamasya Rishi to discover the fourth one? Are you understanding what I said now? पहले हमको ना ये अंदर क्या हो रहा है, बाहर क्या हो रहा है, सब जगह क्या हो रहा है, उसको जानना है. फिर कौन कर रहे हैं उसको जानना. कौन कर रहे हैं, क्या हो रहा है, वी आर नॉट इन्वॉल्व इन दैट. व्हाट एवर वी आर नीडेड, क्या मेरे मन ने कहा और किस भोग में इन्वॉल्व होना. आई एम डूइंग ओनली दिस फ्रॉम सो मेनी लाइव्स. नाउ वी आर गिवन upasana for the mana, then vicharana for the buddhi, because of which the phenomenon is understood, the substratum is understood. The substratum will be understood and experienced in my own self. Therefore, in me only, the entire world's drama of Stula Sukshma Karana is going on. That is what Mukta Sthiti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good. I appreciate your patience to listen to Upanishad. It's not everybody's bite. Never get any type of feeling of inability to understand and all. करते रहो भगवान हमको वो शक्ति देंगे. No doubt about it.